Hello everybody, Simon with Quigg Coins and Bullion here, and today I'm coming to you guys with a bit of a haul from my first of 2 coin shows this weekend. I had an awesome time traveling with a friend of mine. He's a big paper currency dealer, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I picked up this weekend. I am going to a second coin show this weekend here in Minnesota. I'll be set up. Unfortunately, when this video goes live, it'll already happen, but I will be set up at the Roseville Coin Show this coming Saturday at the Roseville Skating Center. So if you guys are interested and in the area, come stop by, see me. I'm happy to always talk with you guys and share what I've got with you guys and pass along all the fun stuff. But do what I purchased, and I'm going to do a quick pan over, just very general, of the stuff here, and we'll get a little bit of a close-up. So you know me, guys, always got to buy those commodities, make a little bit on this kind of stuff, buy it, set it aside. When I get enough, I ship it with a group of stuff. I got this is 6 ounces, basically generic silver there. I have a good amount of generic. I was getting real low on generic stuff, so I got some 2 ounce, 1 ounce, and these are a little bit nicer than what I would consider generics. Of course, I got a 10 ounce Engelhard. This is not going to be for generic prices there. I'll probably put $4.25 or something like that on it for the show tomorrow, which will already have happened when you guys see this video. If it's still available, reach out to me and I'll get you squared away there. I'll probably put $4.25 on that one. And then as I was getting everything unsleeved, I'll do a little close-up on this before I do the close-up for some of the new stuff. I know that this is a really tough Hoffman & Hoffman round, 500 mintage. You know, it's good to know your stuff, guys, because this is about $100 ounce of silver, which, you know, to someone that doesn't know what they're doing or has not seen or experienced one of these before, you know, it pays to know more than the guy across the table. And I'm sure I've gotten stuff from people that have you know, made money on me, and I've made money on other people. But just as an example, this one here, that's a generic there, nothing special or fancy about that, super similar. But this one here, it has a little bit of a marking right above the scales, looks like a letter N, and that is a designation for the Hoffman round, mintage 500. You know, sold comps are for about $100 to $125 on this specific ounce. So that will find its way on eBay at some point, and the rest of the stuff, aside from the Engelhard, will end up in the generic case for the show. So always happy to pick up more of that stuff. I got a couple of nice collector coins. Always buying cheaper common date Morgans. This will probably just get wholesaled or sold at a show for pretty cheap. I'm gonna do a close-up on this later, but I'm always buying nice collector coins. The last AU barbers that I've had sold super quick, so I'm always trying to find nice stuff like that. More proof sets for the website. Ignore the prices, that's not what I paid. I worked out a deal with that individual. Got a little bit of gold here, and I did pick up more gold this weekend, and that'll probably be available through in-person purchases only. $5 Liberties, always popular there for that. Got some silver dollars and these prestige sets. Prestige sets, as unfortunate as it is, I'm going to take the dollar out and basically wholesale out the clad to someone that does whatnot. Most of the value in these sets are tied up in the silver dollar, so I'll sell the dollars, make my money back, and then the clad is just going to be free there. I got 2 full tubes of Eagles. These are generally pretty impaired. This one is pretty nicely well toned up. Very attractive, but in a dealer sense, this is impaired. It might sell for a little more, but something ugly like this may not sell for much premium at all, being an 87. But I was out of Eagles and I needed a few more there, so I picked those up at the show at a reasonable price. More Indians, of course, just for the eBay stuff, bulk stuff all the time. And then I've got guys that buy bulk foreign currency from me as well. And you see here maple syrup. There was a little I guess it would be a farmer's market next door, next to the coin show. I finished up, and this was like a screaming deal, 20 bucks for a full quart of maple syrup. That's like way cheaper than it would cost me in the store, and it's way better. So I was happy to pick that up there. Why don't we dive in and I'll show a few close-ups from the things. This is going to be kind of a multi-part video from, I'll probably film a little more tomorrow from the stuff that I buy and talk about the state of the market from the coin show, but wanted to get this in before a lot of the stuff probably will sell tomorrow. So I wanted to share with you guys before it goes off to the new owners. So why don't we wrap this portion up and dive into the close-ups now. All right, everybody, so let's dive into some of the close-ups from today and also the last few weeks or so, interesting purchases that have come in. A lot of stuff has come and gone very quickly. Just an example, I have purchased these two $5 gold liberties. I had purchased 2 more 5s as well as a 10, and those sold basically same day yesterday, which was Friday. Today is Saturday as I'm recording this, and it's just crazy how fast things move. I have customers lined up for this kind of thing. Basically purchase it and either make a call or the show, and this stuff does not stick around. You know, if you guys are interested in any of the things here, please message me directly. My email and information are linked in the description below. I'll also put it up on the screen here. There you go. You can reach out to me at this here, phone number, email, etc. Or if you're local, stop by. I had a couple of customers stop by that found me through YouTube. I'll do a video on that stuff later. Very exciting. We're doing another PCGS submission. But realistically, a lot of this stuff doesn't last. I have people lined up for it. If you guys are interested, message me, email me, call me, and I'll get you on the list or get you lined up for when this stuff comes in. Then you'll be on the kind of in the know for that kind of thing. Again, really nice Engelhard bar here. I always like to pick this up. I'm going to put this at $4.25 for the show. We'll see if it lasts. If it lasts, it'll be available in the shop for $4.25. This was very interesting. So you never really know what's going to come out of the woodwork here. This is an official bicentennial gold commemorative registration card. So it's odd because it is 24 karat gold, but this is 20 grains, and when it pulled a coin out of here, this is such a small coin, and realistically, I am just going to sell this coin for the gold value. Whatever that shakes out to be, it's going to be at the show for, I believe the gold value is about $135 or so. So I'm going to tack that on there, and we'll let it rip if it's still available when this video goes live. Email me, reach out to me, call me, and if it's still available, it could be yours. It's kind of a fun, interesting piece there. I want to keep it with the paperwork here since it doesn't take up too much space in the showcase. And we'll move on. This was a few things that I picked up during the week. A gal had came in and dropped off this coin here, 1893 Philly, super tough date. I am not a fan of the 10-point grading scale. You know me, guys, I like the 70-point grading scale, but this is an XF45, and it is an 1893, which is a tough date. And this is going to be available through the website for $730 there. And I had a subscriber reach out to me for a trade. He had something that would interest me. Realistically, guys, I buy most things that come across the table. You know, if I feel like I can make a little bit of money on it, you know, I'll shoot you a price or a trade or whatever. You know, don't be shy. Worst I can do is say no, or we don't meet in the middle and we go on our own ways. But realistically, I had a subscriber reach out to me, say, hey, I've got this, you know, what would you offer? And we worked out a trade for some silver. So guys, don't be shy. If there's something that strikes you and interests you that I have, and you've got silver, coins, gold, numismatics, reach out to me and work out a trade. I'm always happy to turn over stuff, make a little bit. You guys are happy because you get what you want. So this will be available for 140 bucks. That's gray sheet wholesale. You know, I'm not huge on Annex personally, but realistically, this is a problem-free coin, which is tough to find, especially for the series, and it's nice to find, especially affordable for Annex as well. Part of the, I'll say, the customer PCGS submission is we worked out a trade. Customer is a subscriber. Very happy to do business with you. Always a pleasure to meet you guys, say hi, etc. But we worked out a trade, traded some maples, and we're also going to do a PCGS submission for some of his nicer coins. We'll review that in a separate video. But these will be available for $225 a piece. If they're available after the show this weekend, they'll be available in the shop or for direct purchase for $225. Something like this I'm pretty tight on, so they probably will not make their way onto the website. And just for you guys, this is the 22 karat gold coins, and the melt value as of today is about $200. So relatively small premium for a nice certified coin there. And then the last little guy is something I did pick up this weekend. I'm always happy to pick up quote unquote cheap gold. And this was what I thought was a really, really solid price from the dealer. This is like a nice AU low mint state. And I think I'll probably throw this up. I'm going to probably only do this in the shop just because realistically, I'm probably a little too tight on it, but I did not have a type 1, so I wanted to make sure I had that in stock. But I think I want to put $350 on this, which should be a pretty fair price. If it's available after the show, reach out to me, guys, and let me know if you're interested in this. But this wraps up the first portion of the video here of showing you what I picked up this weekend, and you'll see me tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a little filming at the show. We'll see. I am always a little nervous about that. I want to be respectful of the other dealers, but I will make an attempt to film at least my showcase a little bit, and then obviously do a wrap up after the show there. So I appreciate you guys. We will see you in just a minute. All right, everybody, so I am all done with the coin show, and unfortunately I didn't get to film. I was so busy, and I also want to say thank you to all the guys that came up and said hi and said you're from the channel. So I appreciate you guys especially. It's always awesome to meet you guys. So let's go over some of the things that I bought and just kind of talk about the state of the market in what I'm kind of thinking is going on. So, you know me, guys, got to buy the bulk stuff, war nickels, foreign stuff. This will just go get offloaded to somebody who will just sell it on Whatnot or sell it by the pound and all that. 40%, and then I needed to stock up on some 90%. I sold pretty much all that I had at the show. And look at this tray here. I restocked on gold. I had a couple of really good customers come up and sell me some gold, as well as a few other dealers that wanted to offload a little bit of stuff. And I am especially partial to poured silver, so I picked out some nice stuff that'll go good in the shop, and I might pick one or two of these to hold on to that I don't have in my collection already. And all of the eagles and maples that I had purchased, all the generics that I purchased yesterday are gone. They sold so quickly, and really I just priced my stuff. I bought it right and sold it right, and that's what's important to me. So I do have a few eagles and maples left. Those will be in the cases, and I'm hoping to continue to restock as things come across the counter here. I bought probably 7 or 8 of these 10-ounce bars from a guy. He gave me a pretty good deal, so I'm passing the deal on to you. I'm going to have these available for direct sale for $380, which is like 50 cents over spot or something like that. These are really nice PAMP 10-ounce silver bars, and this is probably even way better deal than even just buying generic stuff there. And I did pick up 2 really nice collector coins for you guys that like those. Stone Mountain and a really nice 2-center that is CAC certified. So I want to wrap this up. We are going to do a few close-ups and talk about the state of the market, and then do the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. All right, so let's get some close-ups and just generally talk about the state of the market here. Move the camera up a little bit. And guys, this show was phenomenal, and that's partially because you guys, you buy things for me, you sell things for me, and I really appreciate the support. I always go in with what I think is a good amount of cash, and I try to end the show with about the same amount, or maybe a little more or a little less, and then pick up new inventory and things like that along the way. But guys, this show was hot. I mean, this show is normally not very busy. it's kind of typically ho-hum. I mean, this is like, the market is really, really popping right now. I mean, I spent all the money that I brought, and as soon as I would sell things, I had people lining up to sell me things back. So the money was coming in, and it was going right out to buy things, replace things, all that. So that is awesome. And that is a good indicator of a hot market, definitely. You know, there's a lot of people buying silver, there's a lot of people selling silver, and it is just nice to be able to partake in that, and you guys definitely make this kind of thing happen. So we'll look at these couple of collector coins here. Stone Mountain, 1925, very, very attractive. These will be for sale through the website if you guys are interested. I need to figure out the prices on these two collector coins. I had an opportunity to purchase a few more really nice collector coins, and I felt what I made a pretty strong offer, and the guy turned me down. So it's a little unfortunate, but there's always more things out there. I do have quite a few collector coins already, so I do want to kind of be selective about what I purchase. I would have been very happy to purchase what he had, but unfortunately, he just turned me down, and he did make a sale to another dealer, so I was happy that he got what he needed. We'll do a quick close-up of these pant bars, and they're in the plastic, so any smudges or anything is right on the plastic there, but these bars are superb. Really, really nice. I was looking online, and comps are probably $420 on something like this. So I know I'm selling myself short, but I am making the margin that I need to make, and I want you guys to get good deals too. So there'll be 5 available for $380, and the first people to either come in the shop and buy them, or come email me, text me, call me, say you want the bars, and you know, it'll be $380 plus $10 shipping direct to you guys for purchase. So reach out to me if you're interested in those. And then I always like to pick up more interesting things for the shop. So there is a variety of poured silver. I want to pick out probably 2 or 3 of these to keep and sell the rest. I am just going to put a flat price of $45 an ounce, which is kind of what I feel like a general premium for more interesting poured silver, things like that. And they'll all just go into a tray for 45 bucks an ounce. And some of these are half ounces, so they are going to be a little bit cheaper than others, but that is how things go, right? So I think that is pretty much everything here. So we're going to wrap this portion up, and we're going to dive into the giveaway. Thanks, guys. All right, everybody, so let's get into the giveaway here. For today's video, it's going to be a 40% silver Ike dollar. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to be entered to win the giveaways. You can check out the products here. Lots of new things coming for sale. And I have also slashed a lot of prices on older overstock items. So if you guys are interested, please reach out to me on that. And remember, I always offer 4% discount for direct purchases through me for items on the website. Check me out on Instagram, always doing fun behind the scenes things, as well as some flash sales as well on there. And let's get into the giveaway. Drop the comments here. 51 comments. Thank you guys. All right, Beers and Bullion, you are the winner. And guys, thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.